All right, everybody, thanks for coming back. We are going to now jump into myth number 3 in this little series here. And that myth is you have to have a certain background to get into cybersecurity. And this one is kind of personal for me and close to me because when I came into cybersecurity or in security in general, I didn't have the traditional computer science background, where I went to college and majored in computer science or any of that stuff. And if you look on the screen, I've got some assembly, language on the bottom of the screen here in the little image. And for some of you that are new to this, I know coding and being a software engineer and all this stuff seems like a big ball of confusion to you and you're not sure how much of it you need to know. But what if I told you that you actually didn't have to know any coding or any programming at all to get into cybersecurity? What if I told you not only that, what if I said you could go on to have a long, very successful, very fulfilling, and very lucrative career in cybersecurity without ever having to write a single piece of code? Because that's the truth of the matter, is you don't have to do that. Now, there are certain technical roles in cybersecurity if you have coding abilities or you develop the ability to code or script, then you're going to enhance your ability to do that job. You're going to be better at it, and you're probably going to be more in demand in that specific role. But that's not to say that every single role in cybersecurity needs this type of background. And that's not even to say that every technical role in cybersecurity requires you to be a programmer or understand how to code. It's just not a thing. And I keep hearing people afraid of that and thinking, well, I got to learn Python and I got to learn Ruby. Well, let's crawl first. Let's figure out how to get you in. And then you can figure out when and where you'll need to learn languages and apply those languages. But you don't have to be a developer to get into cybersecurity. And you don't even have to become a developer to excel in cybersecurity. Now, again, certain roles, certain technical roles will require, or you'll be better off developing the skill set along the way, but it's definitely not required. So nope, you don't have to have a specific background. You don't have to have a technical background to even get started. Again, we outlined in some previous videos, if you go back and look at this playlist, we talk specifically about a lot of roles that don't require any technical experience whatsoever. And the roles never really get very technical. Some of them don't. So go back and take a look at the entire playlist if you want to kind of get an idea of some of these things. So, you don't really have to have that background. Because here's the thing. Experience and background does not equal skills. It's not equal to skills. Now, I've already just taught you a little technical thing there. That is, for example, that's a PCAP filter for not equal to. That's what you would do in Wireshark, for example, if you wanted to say, show me packets that's not equal to whatever this criteria is. But, you'll also see that in C and similar languages to mean not equal to. But what I'm saying there is experience is not equal to skills. It's not. Like, you can get skills, you can develop and build skills, and it could be completely not connected to experience. As a matter of fact, some of the best skills I've seen out there are from people that don't necessarily have a lot of experience. They've developed the skills, they don't have experience. So maybe they don't know how to use those skills to drive them in the right direction, but that still doesn't take away from the fact that they got the skills. Okay? Skills can be developed. And contrary to that, I've also seen people with a whole lot of experience with no skills whatsoever. Because my father taught me that just because you've been doing something a long time doesn't mean you've been doing it the right way a long time. So I've seen people that's got a lot of experience doing security and they don't really have skills because they've been doing it a certain way for a long time, but that way is not the way or not the best way. Okay? If you don't have experience, you just don't have it. It's no big deal. Accept it, move on from that, and then start working on the things you can control, which is you can build your skill set and develop your skill set now. Experience takes time. That's it. It takes time. And some people tell you that, like I've heard conversations where someone trying to get into cyber is talking to someone that's been in, well, you just got to wait till you get experience to do that. Or you got to wait till you get experience. You don't need experience to get skills. Okay? Skills are something that can be built aside from and separate from experience. Build the skills, use those skills to open doors to let you get experience. All right. That's how you want to approach that. Okay. Now, some of the best in cybersecurity don't have degrees. They didn't start with a technical background, and they didn't have experience before they did great things. I was just reading the story of Marcus Hutchins in Wired, a few weeks ago, or actually this week. And he single-handedly stopped WannaCry, which was the most devastating piece of ransomware that's ever hit the planet. He pretty much figured out how to stop it, how to kill it on its own, and he pretty much took computer programming courses just to pass time around. Pass time. He already had a strong background. He'd written one of the most devastating pieces of banking malware ever to hit the world, before he actually became, that involved in college. So you don't need any specific background to be good at this. You don't. You just have to, have the desire to want to do it and put some time in developing your skills. Even if you don't have skills, you can get them. There's nothing that can substitute for a skill when that skill is really needed. All right. So don't let people that are telling you, whoa, you don't have experience in this, and if you don't have that, you can't get into cyber because you got to have these skills to do that. Well, I'll give you some advice, and I've given some, and I'm going to give a lot more about recommended paths and things like that. But understand, I'm giving you very solid paths for how to get in, but you don't have to come in any specific way that I tell you or any way that anybody tells you. If you can build skill sets around what it is you want to be doing, keep building that until you get to the point that you have what's needed to get into that position, and then start going after it. Again, go back and watch the entire series because I go into details about some of these things in other videos, and I'm actually penning an article now that I'm going to release either this week or next week on LinkedIn that will go into details, kind of a follow-up article to this whole series, because I know some of you like to read more than you like to watch videos. And I honestly, what got me, how I got a following in security was writing. So I'm kind of going back and doing some of what got me turned on in the first place. So thank you guys for watching. Share this video, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I hope to see you again in another video soon. And wait, before I go, make sure you go to infosecinstitute.com/skills and subscribe to InfoSec Skills to have a essentially a playground and a lab environment and all kinds of assignments and all kind of paths and certification development trainings and things like that. Get access to all of that for a whole year. Use my Evans50 code to give yourself a 50% discount. All right, thanks.